Good evening. You are watching Newsplus. My name is Faith Nyaude. A quick look at stories making the headlines tonight. President Emmerson Mnangagwa today officially commissioned the ZIMBABWE'S expanded smelter and Phase 1A solar plant at ZIMBABWE'S Ngezi in Mashonaland West Province, where he underscored the critical role played by the mining sector in steering economic growth. Stay tuned to Newsplus for highlights from his keynote address. Our news crew visited some of the bereaved families from yesterday's horror crash, which has since been declared a national disaster. The families are struggling to come to terms with the said loss of their loved ones. That story is coming up, as well as an interview with the prophet who claims he saw the accident in his dreams. No time for fun and games. Government has warned local authorities not to slacken on service delivery as authorities move a notch in efforts to improve the quality of life in cities as well as towns. And in sport, we shall look at results from the Castle Premier Soccer League matches that were played today. Our top story this evening, President Emmerson Mnangagwa says the mining sector has a critical role to play in economic development as well as the country prepares to launch National Development Strategy 2. Speaking today at ZIMBABWE'S Selu complex, where he commissioned a solar plant and a smelting expansion project, the president highlighted that mining should steer NDS 2. More in the following report.
After commissioning the two projects, a 35-megawatt solar plant which will power the mine and processing plant, President Mnangagwa emphasized that the mining sector has a role to support the country achieve its sustainable development goals.
Developments are a remarkable milestone in Zimbabwe's quest for industrial advancement.
Also commissioned was a smelter expansion project which has increased the mine's processing capacity, reducing carbon emissions. The president applauded ZIMBABWE'S for using clean energy technologies.
As you are aware, platinum is a critical metal for development with far-reaching implications. Globally, this relates particularly to clean energy technologies, industrial and chemical processes, as well as pharmaceuticals. It has an indispensable role in shaping a sustainable and technologically advanced future for our country.
President Mnangagwa called on mining players to ensure that surrounding communities benefit from their business operations.
I also want to commend ZIMBABWE'S for prioritizing community engagement through the lifestyle of this project, from pre-construction consultations to providing them with employment. I hope kuti vaZIMBABWE'S hamuna kuuya kuno muchivaka kuno motakura vanhu kubva kumwe kuzoshanda pano pokuno vakangotarira. Mauya avo kuno kunze kwamabasa anenge achidavo zvepamusoro-soro, vanhu vacho vachishayikwa haiwa uyai navo. Asi mazhinji aya munotora avo vanenge vari kuno.
ZIMBABWE'S group assured the platinum giant's commitment to ensure its mining activities in the country are done in an environmentally safe and sustainable manner.
We are guided by our vision of building a better future for all our stakeholders. We recognize the need to support income-generating community activities. We have sustained our support for the development of horticulture gardens and the training of smallholder farmers, helping reduce their vulnerability to climate change, which is compounded by geographic marginalization limited access to technology, and reliance on rain-fed agriculture.
The event was graced by the country's vice presidents, cabinet ministers, deputies, and senior government officials, with Mines Minister Winston Chitando saying the projects mark the dawn of a new era in the mining sector.
Today, we celebrate not just the commissioning of this project, but the dawn of an important milestone in Zimbabwe's mining industry. They are characterized by innovation, sustainability, and inclusive development. I congratulate ZIMBABWE'S on this remarkable achievement and commend the management and staff for their dedication, vision, and hard work.
With the solar plant having the capacity to power a small town, this is seen as a step in the right direction as the country grapples with the effects of climate change.
Our President Emmerson Mnangagwa has declared the tragic road accident which claimed 17 lives along SEKE Road on Tuesday a national disaster. The announcement was made by local government and public works minister Daniel Garwe while addressing grieving families at a funeral parlor in Chitungwiza earlier today. The minister also announced that the victims will be accorded state-assisted funerals.
Angawe makofini, chingawe chikafu, ingawe transport, kana pane vari kusiri kubudirwa muno muchitungwiza, nyangwe muno muchitungwiza kuenda pano kuenda kudzimba, zvese zvinofanira kunge zvichiitwa dambudziko rehurumende, hariri dambudziko remhuri. Ndo mashoko abva kuna vaMnangagwa, president wenyika yedu yeZimbabwe. Tichashanda naMinister of Home Affairs neMinister of Transport kuti paitwe mutongo wakaomarara kune vanhu vanotyora mitemo yekudhiraivha mumigwagwa yedu, kunyanyisisa vaya vanotakura vanhu, vanodhiraivha makombi, vanodhiraivha mishikashika.
Meanwhile, police have released the names of the 17 people who tragically perished in the crash. They are as follows. Our correspondent Tafara Sibochiwe spoke to some of the bereaved families who are yet to come to terms with the losses.
One moment life was ordinary, the next it was forever changed. For the Jere family, a day that began like any other turned into a nightmare, especially for the mother who survived the accident but now faces the painful task of laying her husband and son to rest.
Akashaka muzukuru wangu ronzere Fort Jere nemwana wake vari tu tichitozi mudzimai wake ndiakararama ari muhospital right now ari under intensive care ndo zviri pandinoita pana.
Another family, another tragedy. Samantha's life was cut short at just 19 years old as she pursued her dreams of studying in Germany.
Samantha, I took my lessons in German. She was supposed to go to German end of September to university. So she was about to finish my lessons. So I go commit from Simri to town to Chitungwiza. But unfortunately, yesterday was not a good day for her. It's not easy.
Joseph Gwenzi's ordinary day took a dramatic turn when he received a shocking message on his phone. At 24, his cousin waved goodbye at Manyame Bridge. For Kelvin Musara, the wait was agonizing. The uncertainty was unbreakable. He had been expecting a visit from his mother-in-law, but as the hours ticked by and she failed to arrive, their worst fears were confirmed.
Saka kuma 2001 accident. Ndakabva ndafonera vadzimai ndichivafunza kuti ko mukomana asvika kumba kwenda kaparidza mukomana mutauni achiya kumba. Achibva ati titori kuhospital kombi yanga ina mama ndiri kunzi yaita accident pa bridge. Ndo masira takazoita takuzotsvaka kuna kudhavs patakazovawana kuma 8.
To complement government's effort to give the deceased a decent burial, ZANU-PF Harare Provincial Chairman Godwill's Masimirembwa availed $1,000 to each of the bereaved families. The party also facilitated treatment for the surviving patients at Arundel hospitals.
Isu Harare Province kudarikidza na President wedu Dr. E.D. Mnangagwa tabatanidzawo chema kuti kumhuri yose yakashayikirwa tiri kupa $1,000.
Tears, pain, heartbreak and grief as relatives come to collect the remains of their loved ones who perished in an accident that claimed the lives of 17 people. The reality of the loss for the bereaved families is sinking, a reality that they have to live with for the rest of their lives. Tafaras Buchiwe for ZTN Prime at Dow's Funeral Parlor in Chitungwiza.
Now, this accident undoubtedly left not only the Chitungwiza community, but the whole country in deep pain and shock. In the midst of the chaos during the rescue mission, it was easy to miss out on some strange incidents and seemingly bizarre claims. GOVT gives us more than what meets the eye.
This is one of the good Samaritans of the Chitungwiza accident. About 5 hours after the accident, he still looks confused, the same way he was during the rescue mission. His is a puzzling story, the story of a cell phone stolen during this mission. But how did it all happen? And during this rescue mission, who among these had a different motive? Everyone seemed to be focused on one thing, and that shocks him the most. He also explains the early rescue efforts. Long after the victims' bodies had been taken away and the road cleared, he walks away, his heart filled with grief, but also angered by different motives on such a sad day. But that's not all about this scene. Just 10 meters away from the accident is a shrine. The apostolic group has been in existence for some time now. Apart from explaining what he saw in the physical, Mazibaba Daikoro insists there is a spiritual side to it. Clad in his church regalia, he explains the pain he felt. His shoes were soaked in blood. His claims will be taken by a pinch of salt by some, but the death of 17 people at one go remains shocking and bizarre. For years, contrasting and different stories will be told. Memories of this accident may gradually fade away, but memories of those lost will remain fresh, and wounds will be difficult to heal. For ZTN Prime, I'm GOVT.
Many authorities and stakeholders in the public transport sector believe that effective enforcement of laws, fighting corruption and promoting responsible driving are some of the solutions to the recurring road traffic accidents. This emerged during a road safety indaba that was held in Harare today.
In April this year, police released grim road traffic accident statistics for the first quarter of 2025. A total of 384 accidents were recorded during the quarter, almost 100 more than the same period in 2024. At least 24 lives were lost and 178 injured from these accidents in the first 4 months of this year. We are now in the second quarter of the year and the numbers keep rising. Tuesday's horror crash along SEKE Road adds to the grim statistics. Now stakeholders in the public transport sector are seeking a lasting solution to the scourge.
Itsika yedu kuti tinoungana tichitsvaga pfungwa dzavo tinzwe kuti tingaite sei kuti tive tinochengetedza upenyu mumugwagwa. Saka nhasi bazi ramaona richimisikidza chiitikwa ichi zvinoreva kuti tine hanya. Vamwe vangati hongu kwaitika tsaona taungana asi chirongwa changa chakamisikidzwa nechekare kuti tinge tisangana nhasi. Saka muchanzwa pfungwa dzichabuda muvanhu dzinova idzo dzatinotakura kuti timisikidze mitemo yatinoona kuti patinenge taakubuda kupinda mugwagwa tinge chifamba zvakanaka.
Minister Mona was speaking during a dialogue on national road safety held in Harare today. Human error, poor road conditions and vehicle defects are some of the leading causes of accidents in Zimbabwe. Of these factors, human error accounts for a staggering 94% of road traffic accidents. Public transport operators are well aware of this grim reality, which obviously requires their intervention.
Saka umbava wasa chiwindi chawanda saka at least pakata database kana mapurisa zvinoitiro nyori kubata munhu.
Corruption was highlighted as a major factor hindering the progress in curbing traffic carnages, an issue the police pledged to address.
Vanopa mari nevanotora, so don't complain. We arrest all. Even ku VID kune allegations emari minister vakadhila nezvazvo tosunga kwese. Because we now know with certainty kune matransporters vasingadi kucomply nema-road rules and regulations because vanoisa mari kumberi. Kana vanhu vafa zvakaitika nezuro totanga kutuka maministers, totanga kutuka government.
Some associations are convinced public transport operators operating outside registered groupings are responsible for some of these challenges. The association suggested that every operator be compelled to join a registered association for more effective enforcement of law and order in the sector.
Saka chatikukumbira kugovernment ndechekuti pave ne-SI inoforsa munhu wese kuti ajoine association. Izvozvo zvichabatsira kuti munhu wese apinde murengi. At the same time zvichabatsira kuti city of Harare improve in terms of infrastructure.
What was clear from these deliberations is that all stakeholders agree on some of the main factors behind the recurring accidents, which claimed many lives and left others injured. With the sector now speaking with one voice, the hope is that they will also act in one accord to addressing the key challenges in the transport sector. Perhaps it is time for new strategies to be employed to save lives. For ZTM Prime, I am Setachi Siwegwaza in Harare.
Government is tightening the noose on slacking local authorities. We give you the details when Newsplus comes back.
Good evening and welcome to the greatest show on earth. This is a people's game. They will be bubbling about this one for weeks and months to come. Let's go!
Wherever you are, whatever your reason, it's on SuperSport all season long. Reconnect and stay connected to DSTV Compact and get the best football on us.
Didn't graduate? I guess I blew it.
You couldn't advise him anything. He would just look at you and say, so who do you think you are?
We were just like really spoiled.
And then they just give me the receipt and I'd pay.
The guy walks in one day and then he says that he wants to make a movie.
He was blowing the money.
There was just like this habit that he had where as soon as he got money, it was gone.
I just didn't have the skills or the experience.
This money, I could see it disappear so fast.
Welcome back. You are still watching Newsplus. Now, President Mnangagwa will this Thursday officially open the 15th meeting of the Conference of the Contracting Parties to the Convention on Wetlands, COP15, that is being held in Victoria Falls, a landmark event for Zimbabwe and the global environmental community. The historic gathering marks the first time in the 55-year history of the Ramsar Convention that a head of state will open the conference. He was being accompanied by other foreign heads of state as well as deputy heads of state in a presidential summit. The conference is being held under the theme Protecting Wetlands for Our Common Future. Ramsar Secretary General Dr. Musonda Mumba provided insights into these preparatory meetings.
Basically, on day one, particularly, what we do is have regional meetings. So we have several regional meetings. For example, the Africa group is meeting, the Oceania group is meeting, the Asia group is meeting, the Americas is also meeting, the block of North America, the Caribbean and Latin America, all coming together, and Europe as well. They're all meeting to discuss what is actually expected of what we call the draft resolutions. Many of these countries are contracting parties, all 172 of them are meeting to have a sense of what will be discussed in the plenary and what they want to see going forward in the next 3 years or in the coming triennium.
Let's now shift our attention to the local authorities. 3 weeks after President Emmerson Mnangagwa officially launched the minimum service delivery standards, the Ministry of Local Government has begun rolling out the program. Objectives for developing minimum service delivery standards include defining the minimum levels of services that local authorities should provide and the nature of service recipients should expect in terms of quantity, quality, time, and cost. Talent Gore gives us more in this report.
Deteriorating service delivery standards in councils are a growing concern. They are characterized by infrequent water and refuse collection, failing infrastructure such as burst pipes and inadequate road maintenance, and a lack of transparency and accountability. And now Zimbabwean authorities want to see an end to all of this. Local Government Minister Daniel Garwe on Wednesday launched the implementation of the minimum service delivery standards, which will shape how councils deliver essential services to citizens.
To this end, local authorities are now legally bound to provide the residents with essential services that meet newly approved national minimum standards. This development follows Cabinet's adoption of the Minimum Service Delivery Standards Framework, a policy move designed to enhance accountability and improve the quality of services offered by local councils.
The new benchmarks are designed to restore basic public services such as water, waste management, and road maintenance across all 92 urban and rural councils.
The new service standards, launched by His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, are designed to streamline core local government services, such as water provision, waste management, road construction and maintenance, and housing, among others. The framework will enhance accountability and consistency in service delivery.
To ensure accountability, the Ministry of Local Government will assess councils' performance through quarterly inspections and scorecards that rank local authorities based on their compliance with the minimum standards.
With the digital dashboards being rolled out for real-time tracking of performance, the Minimum Service Delivery Standards Framework will standardize and improve service delivery across all tiers of local government, ensuring communities enjoy consistent and measurable improvements in essential services.
Minister Garwe said the tools provided will ensure that no local authority has an excuse for poor performance, urging councils to embrace transparency, efficiency, and real-time reporting.
Minimum service delivery standards serve as a foundation for accountability. They ensure that every individual, regardless of their location, has access to essential municipal services. Through the establishment of clear benchmarks, we empower our communities to demand their rights and hold us accountable for our promises.
To support the digital transformation, the Ministry of Information Communication Technology, Postal and Courier Services, led by Minister Tatinda Mavetere, donated 250 Starlink kits. The equipment will be distributed to every local authority across the country to enhance connectivity and enable seamless digital reporting.
This donation represents far more than just advanced technology. It embodies our unwavering commitment under the visionary leadership of His Excellency our President, Dr. Idi Mnangagwa, to ensure no Zimbabwean and no community is left behind in the digital age. It is a tangible step towards fulfilling the promise of a modern, connected, and efficient Zimbabwe.
Minister Mavetera highlights the importance of innovation and digital infrastructure in delivering quality services, especially in rural and remote communities.
The 250 Starlink kits placed in the hands of the local authorities will be transformative, for they will revolutionize service delivery, they will enhance administrative efficiency, improve disaster response and planning, empower communities, and foster economic development. My ministry remains steadfast in this mission to drive Zimbabwe's digital transformation. We will continue to actively support all MDAs, and so that we embrace connectivity and harness the power of digital age.
With connectivity, technology, and performance tracking now in place, the government says the pressure is on for councils to deliver. For ZTN Prime, I am Talent Gori in Harare.
Now, still talking about government commitments, in a move that underscores government's ongoing efforts to promote fiscal discipline and transparency, Veritas recently partnered with members of parliament in a training program that is focused on tracking the national budget and monitoring disbursements. The capacity building initiative comes at a crucial time as Finance and Economic Development Minister Professor Mthuli Ncube prepares to present the 2025 midterm and economic review on the 31st of July. Our correspondent, Melissa Chatkobo, brings us more.
The 2025 midterm budget and economic review is just days away, and parliamentarians are sharpening their oversight tools. With national development riding on efficient use of public resources, it is critical to ensure there is transparency and accountability. In Harare recently, members of parliament from the Budget and Finance Committee and Public Accounts Committee underwent specialized training by Veritas, aimed at sharpening their capacity to check how allocated funds are being disbursed and used across sectors.
These trainings are really important to parliamentarians to make sure that, we adequately play the oversight role that we are supposed to be playing. And also this capacity building is really giving us, the legal framework under which we are supposed to be operating under. So the various, legislations that we have, be it the Debt Management Act, Appropriation Act, and also the provisions of the Constitution.
The training is part of broader government-supported efforts to build institutional capacity within Parliament and ensure all arms of the state work in harmony. For legislators, the ability to follow the money trail is key to strengthening service delivery and enhancing public trust.
Us as parliamentarians, we need to be well equipped, particularly in understanding how the budget performs, what are the key aspects that has to be looked into, what are the challenges that may also arise, and as such this training is very important because it empowers, it equips us, the parliamentarians, so that we can drive our nation forward.
The session also addressed how MPs can engage constructively with line ministries and local authorities to identify delays in disbursement and implementation bottlenecks. According to Veritas, timely training of legislators helps bridge the gap between policy formulation and execution, an area the government is already addressing through reforms and digitalization of public finance systems.
During the process yekushandiswa kwemari tinofanira kunge tichiteverera kuti minister ari kutevedzera here zvatakawirirana zvatakapasa separamendi kuti tine mari yakati ichaenda kune zvakati. Asi kana tisina ruzivo tine takangogumbata tichingoti aiwa zviri kungoitwa. Saka kana taita izvozvo vanhu vanofara vatakamirira.
Veritas acknowledged government's ongoing efforts to improve public service delivery through better budget execution and transparency. They believe empowering MPs to actively monitor spending will complement these efforts.
From our discussions, we have also noted that
The MPs are very keen, and they have told us that they would use this information to question the the ministers, especially in the upcoming midterm fiscal policy review. And going forward, they'll be using these skills, and they wish that if we could also assist them in a number of other issues.
As the country heads into the second half of the fiscal year, this latest collaboration between Parliament and civic society is a step towards good governance. Legislators are not only being empowered, but positioned to play a more active and informed role in driving national development. Reporting for ZTM Prime, I am Melissa Chatkobo in Harare.
You are watching Newsplus. We'll be back after this.
This is a people's game. They will be bubbling about this one for weeks and months to come.
Wherever you are, whatever your reason, it's on SuperSport all season long. Reconnect and stay connected to DSTV Compact and get the best football on us.
You are still watching Newsplus. Now let's cast a spotlight on issues of civil documentation. In a major step towards improving access to civil documentation, the Zimbabwean government has begun integrating birth and death registration services into public hospitals through computerization of registry sub-offices at central hospitals. Our Bulawayo correspondent Andile Chuma gives us more.
In a groundbreaking move to enhance civil documentation, the government of Zimbabwe, in partnership with key stakeholders, has embarked on an innovative journey to integrate birth and death registration services into public hospitals. This pioneering program is set to transform the way vital records are managed, ensuring every child born in a public hospital receives a birth certificate before leaving the facility. The computerization of sub-registry offices has already begun at some of the major central hospitals to streamline the registration process, reducing bureaucratic hurdles and increasing access to essential services.
So we are here for a long time, and we are hoping to be here for a very long time, and maybe improve our services so that at the end of the day we are linked with the hospital. What records hospital has, civil registry also has the same records.
At Mpilo Central Hospital, the presence of a civil registry office has already made a significant difference, providing new mothers with easy access to birth registration services and guaranteeing identity rights for newborns.
But we are actually saving the whole of the southern region, because we've got mothers, pregnant mothers, referred from Midlands through Gweru Hospital, Masvingo through Masvingo Hospital, Mat South Gwanda through Gwanda Hospital, and St. Luke's and others surrounding districts they refer to us. Once they come here, we enter them into our system. Automatically they benefit from this registry office.
One happy mother, Enya Moyo, said the process was seamless and was happy to obtain her child's document before she traveled back to Brema village in Inyati, where she had come from.
ngaphuma ngadingela umntanami i-birth certificate ngayithola civil ngiyithole kuhlokunye okumangalisayo akufanananga abantwana laba engilaba emuva ngabatholela nzima ama-birth certificate ngibatholele nzima kakhulu ukuze bebe nawo.
UNICEF Zimbabwe emphasized the importance of this integration in safeguarding every child's right to identity through promoting inclusion and legal recognition from birth.
The computerization of this office that you see here lays the foundation for integration with health services. As you can see, the maternity hospital is right there. The civil registry sub-office is strategically located here. So it enhances business processes, they become faster, and at the same time, parents are getting digitized copies of birth certificates for their children.
As Zimbabwe takes bold strides towards a more efficient and accessible civil documentation systems, citizens can look forward to a brighter future where vital records are securely stored, easily accessible, and a fundamental right rather than a privilege. For ZTN Prime, I'm Andile Chum in Bulawayo.
Now, after a lengthy wait, the MWOS community has finally seen a major breakthrough in their long-awaited Denda Clinic project. The community came together this weekend to mark the official launch of the project that was made possible by the recently disbursed Constituency Development Fund. The project is said to bring much-needed healthcare services closer to the locals.
4 years after initial plans were set in motion, the Denda Clinic project in Marodza Village, MWOS constituency is finally taking off. For years, residents have had to travel long distances to access basic health services. The clinic project will now bring these essential services closer to home.
Clinic ikave padhuze, iri padhuze nechikoro chedu. Vana vedu vanokwanisa kubatsirwa padhuze even ukarwara nemararia wachaende kuna VH wakuya panapo wotestwa wodzokera pai pachikoro anozokwanisa kuti akaonwa mapirisi anokwanisa kufamba akadzoka kuchikoro anokwanisa kuzofamba achienda kumba nekuti anenge abatsirwa apiwa kosi yake akumwa kosi yake.
Once completed, the Denda Clinic is expected to serve 3 villages with approximately 1,000 people. Mothers who also have had to undertake long and tiring journeys to access maternity and child health services are among the most thrilled.
Zvinotibatsira kuti tinenge sarasikirwa nemari kuenda kuzvipatara zviri kurefu. Tinokwanisa kunge takusunungukira padhuze. Chero tikarwara pakati peusiku unokwanisa kusvika. Zvasiyana nekuenda kwataienda kune chinhambo.
A dream that began in 2021 finally gained momentum when the Constituency Development Fund was disbursed last month, rescuing the stalled Denda Clinic project. Initially, villagers contributed funds that only covered the foundation. MWOS legislator Knowledge Kaitano, who is constructing 3 clinics in the constituency, has provided building material, while the community has pledged to provide manual labor.
And from the CDF funds that we received from Parliament, we then decided that part of the money we will use it to build this clinic. We have therefore bought 200 bags of cement, which we feel will suffice to build and complete this clinic in terms of providing labor for all the materials, the aggregates and the bricks that are required.
In addition to the Denda Clinic project, the Constituency Development Fund will also partly cover infrastructure development in schools. A teachers' accommodation project at Ngazhihunda Secondary School has since been launched. An early childhood development complex at Masarakufa Primary School also commenced. It promises to provide a more conducive learning environment for 125 infants who were previously squeezed into 2 cramped rooms.
And we have close to about 15 classroom blocks that we are building. The idea, especially for the classroom blocks, is to complete them by the end of the year. All of them. We have engaged several development partners whom we have asked to direct their corporate social investment into MWOS district. We are grateful to them. A number of them have said yes.
With community involvement and government support, these initiatives are poised to bring about significant positive change in the area. Shero Mujinjema for ZTN News in Modi.
And now we take a look at some business news.
Didn't graduate. I guess I blew it.
You couldn't advise him anything. He would just look at you and say, so who do you think you are?
We were just like really spoiled.
And then they just give me the receipt and I'd pay.
The guy walks in one day and then he says that he wants to make a movie.
He was blowing the money.
There was just like this habit that he had where as soon as he got money, it was gone.
I just didn't have the skills or the experience.
This money, I could see it disappear so fast.
Zimbabwe today launched an inaugural economic census report in Harare, with results showing the dominance of informal businesses in the country. Now, according to the Zimbabwean National Statistics Agency, there are over 200,000 business establishments in Zimbabwe, with a significant 76.1% operating informally. Informal establishments are those not registered with the Registrar of Companies or cooperatives. The census revealed that micro-businesses dominate the landscape, making up 87.9% of all establishments. Bulawayo Province had the highest proportion of formalized establishments at 40.4% out of 15,840 businesses. ZIMBABWE'S Director for Production Statistics, Matone Sapiri, speaks.
From the data that we collected from the economic census, we then classified that data with regards to the establishments. That is, we're looking at the total number of establishments, which we then also categorized by their industrial sectors and also by their size in terms of turnover. And also we looked at their classification according to the formality status, whether they're formal or informal. And also we looked at capacity utilization of those establishments.
The research was conducted from the year 2023. Its results are expected to inform policy on micro, small and medium enterprises, among other issues.
To provide statistics for policy formulation and decision making, also to provide data for policy evaluation like NDS1. As we are approaching to the end of NDS1, we need to evaluate the policy. So the data on economic census will assist in that respect.
Still in business, MWOS has opened a depot in Harare to meet a growing demand for its products. Managing Director Dumisani Mhlanga said that the demand in Harare has so far outpaced that of Bulawayo. He was speaking on the sidelines of a tour of the plant. Mhlanga praised MWOS for the successful installation of a state-of-the-art $1.7 million beer PET packaging plant, hailing it as a game-changer for the local beverage industry. Deputy Minister of Industry and Commerce, Raj Modi, said the brewery's expansion was expected to create employment and contribute to local economic development.
It's a very positive move of the Indian brewery. They've been such a difficult time. I can say that they've come up with something brilliant. It's about more than $2 million investment. And it's something very nice that we can talk about it, and I'm very proud because it's really into This investment comes with the employment also as well, and when we created, they said it's a new plant that is 42 direct jobs, and downstream there's a lot of people who work, in the distribution and even transportation and all that. There's a lot of opportunities for people they have created.
Presidential Special Advisor Joram Gumbo, who also attended the event, said the project aligns with the Second Republic's Vision 2030 agenda of industrialization and inclusive economic growth.
zvinofanidzana nokuvata nezvinekutari vakwanise kuwana kubhadhara varimi vanenge vachidza zvirimwa zvavo pano. Zvinhu zvakawanda zvavanenge vachida kuti vaite, asi chikuru ndechekuti vaunza change mutsauko pakuita basa iri vakasiyana nezvakazviita.
Now, still in business, Truworths Limited has been officially delisted from the Zimbabwe Stock Exchange as of the 22nd of July 2025, following its voluntary request to terminate the listing. ZSE CEO Justin Gonis confirmed the delisting was approved by the Securities and Exchange Commission of Zimbabwe, SEKE, in line with regulatory requirements. Now, the decision stems from Truworths' board resolution in August of 2024 to enter corporate rescue due to severe financial distress. The company and its subsidiaries Topic Stores and Brevet Manufacturing are undergoing restructuring under Section 122 of the Insolvency Act, with Crown Advisory appointed as the rescue practitioner. The ZSE has advised that Truworths shares are no longer tradable on the exchange. Now, speaking on this development, Morgan & Co. Head of Research Tafaram Tutu said the delisting of Truworths highlights persistent pressures facing formal retailers here in Zimbabwe.
The delisting of Truworths from the ZSE really speaks to the impact of the informal retail sector in Zimbabwe, which has been undercutting the formal retail sector through low-cost product, which is the second-hand clothing material or clothes, as well as the fact that the informal sector does not incur taxes or overheads, which formal retail players do. So this has had the impact of handicapping the formal retail sector players, and we've seen several players in this space actually closing down, exiting the ZIM market, or scaling down. So the delisting of Truworths really speaks to that impact, because Truworths is one of the companies that's been affected to the extent that they had liabilities that exceeded their assets, and therefore became insolvent.
And now we take a look at sport.
They call me Racer X, or in this case, Racer J.
Put your seatbelt on.
And now in our look at sport tonight, second-placed MWOS cut the gap to log leader Zimbabwe 2 points with a 1-1 draw away to ZPC Kariba at Nyamunga. Mid-season signing Abubakar Moffat got his first goal for the Panthers as they fought back from a goal down to salvage a point on the road. MWOS coach Lloyd Mutasa was pleased with his side's fighting spirit.
I think it's never easy to probably get 3 points away from home after 2 setbacks. And I think it's a positive way to get a point from looking at the last 2 matches. I think it's commendable. And more so, you come here and then you make them score you first, and then it will be a tall order, but the boys managed to come back and score. We take the point home and look forward to the next encounter.
In the PSL, log leader Zimbabwe lost 2-0 away to Tel1 at Ascot in Gweru today. Milton Trimedza and Washington Navaya got the goals for the Wi-Fi boys, who extended their unbeaten run to 7 matches. Navaya continues to lead the race for the Golden Boot with 12 goals. In other results, Ngezi Platinum Stars beat Caps United 1-0 at Baobab. FC Platinum won 2-1 at home to Kwekwe United. And Yada Greenfield played out a goalless draw at Hart Stadium. Now look at sport. Dynamo's head coach Saul Chaminuka has been suspended from sitting on the technical bench for 2 matches for his conduct in the incidents that led to the abandonment of his side match against FC Platinum last month. Chaminuka has also been fined $4,000, while Dynamos have been fined $5,000 for causing the abandonment of the match. FC Platinum have been awarded the match on a 3-0 scoreline. Dynamos are facing possible relegation from the PSL. They are second from bottom, with their odds of survival lessening with each match day. Now they will have to play their next 2 matches against Manica Diamonds on Thursday and away to Chicken Inn on Sunday without a head coach. The PSL also confirmed that Scotland have been awarded their abandonment match against Chicken Inn on a 3-0 scoreline. The Gamecocks have also been fined $5,000, while their player George Majika has been fined $1,000 for his role in the abandonment of that match. Now in rugby, after helping the Sables secure a ticket to the 2027 Rugby World Cup, Kudzai Mashawi says he's living his dream and gave credit to his family and teammates who continue supporting him. Tawanda Mtali gives us more in this report.
It may sound strange, but many champions are made champions by setbacks. This resonates with Sables hooker Kudzai Mashawi, who 3 years ago caught time on his 7th rugby career, but now finds himself among the Sable squad that punched a ticket to the 2027 Rugby World Cup. Mashawi is yet to come to terms with their recent success and credits his teammates who kept on believing till they defended their title.
I still am to find words to explain how it feels. It's still sinking in, but I believe the nation is explaining or feeling or expressing how we feel as a team right now. From the first game, everyone was out there to get the defending champions, but I believe we had done the work and since last year, and coming into this year, it was just a matter of us believing and owning our position, our roles, and the responsibility that was upon us. Namibia did come hard physically, and you saw at the end of the game was emotional for us because we knew what this would do for the nation, for ourselves, and definitely for the future of the game in Zimbabwe.
With the next edition of the World Cup set for 2027, Mashawi believes the senior players have cleared the way for the future generations to live their dreams.
An athlete wants to be competing against the best athletes in the world, and I believe this is a chance for most of our athletes who will still be eligible to play. And looking at our team, we've got youngsters, and this is an opportunity to put out their names out there, to compete against the best, and to make sure that they will be remembered in history and make futures for themselves, definitely in the sport. If you have a passion, if you have a talent, we're all given talents. And let's make sure that we wake up every day, think about it, do not waste it, go at it full on, get enough of the support that you can get around you, and be strong-willed and make sure that you tick your boxes each and every single day.
Mashawi believes his wife has played a huge role in his playing career, as she has been a cornerstone, providing the much-needed support on and off the field of play.
An athlete needs balance, and I think she gives me the balance that I need on and off the field, knowing that there is a partner in my life, her being my partner. She supports me in everything that I do. She invests, she allows me to follow my passion. She's always there. So again, that balance is important for an athlete, emotionally, mentally, and definitely physically, because she's going to have to deal with the bruised bodies and the tissues that need to be fixed.
Kudzai Mashawi is risen to be one of the best specialist front row players in Zimbabwe rugby circles and continues to scale greater heights in his career due to the support he receives from his family and teammates. Reporting for ZTN Prime, I am Tawanda Muntali.
Now, less than 24 hours after landing back on home soil, the Sables took to the streets of Harare, going on a trophy parade to celebrate their historic back-to-back Rugby Africa Cup victory and qualification for the 2027 Rugby World Cup in Australia. Led by Captain Hilton Budariki and head coach Peter Bernard, the Sables interacted with fans across the capital, giving them unique access to the team as well as the trophy. Now on to some light-hearted news. Masana Beach on Huderet Island has become Abu Dhabi's first dedicated night beach, offering visitors a unique after-dark experience that stretches late into the evening. Beachgoers can be seen swimming under the stars, while others take part in games and activities, all under the watchful eye of professional lifeguards. Huderet Island is one of Abu Dhabi's premier recreational and sports destinations, thanks to its wide range of family-friendly activities, diverse dining, as well as other experiences.
زي ما انت شايف احنا جينا اليوم كده على اول شاطئ ليلي في ابو ظبي في جزيره الحديريات. الجو حر شويه لكن الاولاد مستمتعين واستمتعنا كتير بالميه، حتى هنا موفرين المرافق كلها من حمامات، وفي اوقات بقى جيت الاسبوع اللي فات كان في حفله وموفرين بشاكير كراسي الكلام ده كله، وزي ما انت شايف الاولاد مستمتعين اكتر من اي مكان تاني.
Now that concludes our evening bulletin, but before we can call it a night, a quick look at stories that made our headlines once again. President Emmerson Mnangagwa today officially commissioned the ZIMBABWE'S expanded smelter and Phase 1A solar plant at ZIMBABWE'S Ngezi in Mashonaland West Province, where he underscored the critical role played by the mining sector in steering economic growth. We got highlights from his keynote address. Our news crew visited some of the bereaved families from yesterday's horror crash, which has since been declared a national disaster. The families are struggling to come to terms with the sad loss of their loved ones. We gave you that story, as well as an interview with the prophet who gave claims he saw the accident in his dreams. No time for fun and games. Government warned local authorities not to slacken on service delivery as authorities move a notch in efforts to improve the quality of life in cities and towns. And when we did take a look at our sporting news, we gave you results from the Castle Premier Soccer League matches that were played today. And with that, we call it a night. My name is Faith Nyawade. We leave you with the weather forecast. Good evening and enjoy the rest of your viewing.
Welcome back, gospel music lovers, to another season of My Ultimate Gospel 10. Your ultimate destination for soul-stirring melodies and inspirational stories.
But prepare me for a good day.
God is faithful because He's holy.
Wow, this is beautiful. Each week, they'll be revealing their top 10 gospel songs. Meet Miss Becky K, the dynamic and passionate new presenter for Season 3.
If you are ready, let's get into My Ultimate Gospel 10.
Premiering soon, only on ZTN Prime. Stay tuned and let the music uplift your soul.
Captain Wally J's about to take you to boot camp.
It's the riveting science and tech show that keeps you up to date with the hottest gizmos on the block and revealing the illustrious and innovative visionaries in Zimbabwe. So much to see, you'll keep swiping.
This cherry red beauty is the Dairy Auto M7 mini electric car.
They've designed our brute force incubator board.
Look at what we've got here.
Solar powered SEKE was part of the project that I was supposed to complete.
Catch Swipe every Tuesday.